with you. You can say انفعل ينفعل انفعالا منفعل منفعل انفعل لا تنفعل. You just want to use that. Right. Any questions there? Or we can just switch over to our Qasasun. We are now on chapter على خزائن الأرض. Stop at 16. Yeah. 16 is على خزائن الأرض. خزائن. خزينة خزائن treasures. على خزائن الأرض. I'm going to start by reading. You just tell me to stop where we in the right. I want you to listen, try to understand, and you tell me to stop. على خزائن الأرض. وكان يوسف يعلم أن الأمانة قليلة في الناس. So it was وكان يوسف يعلم أن الأمانة قليلة في الناس. وكان يوسف يعلم أن الخيانة كثيرة في الناس. وكان يوسف يعلم أن الخيانة كثيرة في الناس. وكان يوسف يرى أن الناس يخونون في أموال الله. وكان يوسف يرى أن الناس يخونون في أموال الله. You stop over there. Excuse me? Do we carry on? وكان يرى أن في الأرض خزائن كثيرة ولكنها ضائعة. وكان يرى أن في الأرض خزائن كثيرة ولكنها ضائعة. إنها ضائعة لأن الأمراء لا يخافون الله فيها. إنها ضائعة لأن الأمراء لا يخافون الله فيها. That's where we stop, right? So, talking about the treasures of the land. Yusuf used to know that trustworthiness was sparse or little amongst the people. And Yusuf used to know, or he knew, that treachery was in abundance or was plentiful amongst people. And Yusuf saw that the people were betraying or being treacherous regarding the wealth of Allah. Remember wealth of Allah? I told you before, like how they dealt with the charities. وكان يرى أن في الأرض خزائن كثيرة ولكنها ضائعة. And he would see that in the earth or in the land there were many treasures ولكنها ضائعة, but they were wasted. إنها ضائعة لأن الأمراء لا يخافون الله فيها. Indeed, they were wasted because the leaders did not fear Allah regarding them, regarding those treasures. Okay. You read this for homework, right? The entire remainder of the chapter. So let's see. فتأكل كلابهم. Just translate for me. فتأكل كلابهم. So the dogs ate. Right? The فاعل is كلابه. It's مضاف إليه. فتأكل كلابهم. Why is it تأكل? Right? But why? Not because it's an answer, not because it's a broken plural, but because it's a plural of a non-human thing. Right? Inanimate object, right? جمع غير عاقل. Doesn't have human intellect. Right? فتأكل كلابهم. So their dogs would eat. I'm saying would eat because remember it's carrying on. The fact at the beginning shows me that the sentence is carrying on. And the previous sentence was in the past tense. Right? Or rather not the previous sentence, but the entire discussion. وَكَانَ يَرَى كَانَ. فَتَأْكُلُ كِلَابُهُ. So the dogs would eat ولا يجد الناس ما يأكلون. ولا يجد الناس, and the people would not find ما يأكلون, that which we. You can, I would rather translate it as whilst, because wow in Arabic can mean whilst. Right? So فتأكل كلابهم, the dogs will eat whilst لا يجد الناس ما يأكلون, the people would not find ما يأكلون, that which they could, that which they could eat. وتلبس بيوتهم. وتلبس بيوتهم, what does that mean? In the houses with what? Yeah, you can say rather to be adorned or to be decorated or something. Literally, labisa yalbasu, we know like libas, to wear something. But now, obviously, when you're using it in the context of a house, you don't put clothes in the house. You can embellish your house, you can adorn your house or something like that. Right? So, وَتَلْبَسُ بُيُوتُهُمْ, and the houses would be adorned. وَلَا يَجِدُ النَّاسُ مَا يَلْبَسُونَ, whilst the people did not find that which they could wear. The houses would be adorned, whilst the people didn't find anything that they could wear. They could be adorned with, if you want to maintain the, usage of the similar word. ولا ينفع الناس بخزائن الأرض ولا ينفع الناس بخزائن الأرض إلا من كان حفيظا عليما. ولا ينفع الناس بخزائن الأرض إلا من كان حفيظا عليما. What does that mean? So slightly more. نفع ينفع means to benefit. ولا ينفع, did not benefit. Who did not? Who cannot benefit? Is the people the فاعل or the مفعول? It's nasb. So it's the so could not benefit the people. But now who? Not that's بخزائن, could not benefit the people with the khazain of the earth. You see, here we have a la at the beginning. And you see it's followed by a illa. So you're going to say, the thing that comes after the illa in this context, that thing is actually the verb. Whenever you have a la at the beginning plus a illa, afterwards, you can translate that as only. Right? So I'll say, and could only benefit the people with the treasures of the land. من كان حفيظا عليما, one who was حفيظا حفظ يحفظ, protective, عليما, knowledgeable, protecting and knowledgeable. So what you understand from the sentence now? Who's the fa'il of ينفع? One who is protecting and knowledgeable. But this is how the sentence would read. ولا ينفع الناس بخزائن الأرض, and could not help the people who couldn't, who cannot. ولا ينفع الناس بخزائن الأرض, and cannot help the people using the treasures of the land, with the treasures of the land, except a person who is protecting and protective and knowledgeable. You follow? Who cannot protect? Yeah. The la and the illa is not actually for negation. The la and the illa together, their meaning is actually for hasr, to restrict me. So can only benefit people with the treasure of the land? Who? A person who is protecting or and knowledgeable. Or you can translate it differently and you can say only the one who is protecting and knowledgeable can benefit the people with the treasures of the land. Now you can see the file. Because in English, we usually translate with the file first. But now why would you might think to yourself, the sentence structure is clumsy. You see, what happens is the rhetorical benefit is that the file is removed right to the end so that can become the focus at the end of the sentence. At the beginning of the sentence negating things, and the end of the sentence focuses on this person that is Hafid and Alim. It's a rhetorical benefit. It has a rhetorical benefit, and part of that meaning is like an emphasis. Or you can sometimes say takhsis at that. Is this takhsis? Yeah. Takhsis means to like specify somebody. Yeah, that is attained by the la plus illa. It excludes or it restricts the meaning to man kana hafizan alim. Is it clear? Um, you do find it, yeah. You do find it, yeah. Yeah, just trying to take your time. Anyways, we can. ومن كان حفيظا وما كان علي ومن كان حفيظا, and one who كان حفيظا was protective, وما كان عليما, and was not knowledgeable, لا يعلم أين خزائن الأرض. لا يعلم, he will not know. أين means where is خزائن الأرض, where are the treasures of the land. وكيف ينتفع بها, and how to take benefit from it, how to derive benefits from it. نفع is a transitive verb. انتفع means to like to take benefit, but yeah, it's not the seventh vowel before you get carried away with it. This is the eighth vowel. The root letters are nafa'a. Ta is extra. Intafa. It's the eighth vowel. So, and one who is protective, وما كان عليما, whilst he is not knowledgeable, لا يعلم أين خزائن الأرض وكيف ينتفع بها. He will not know where the treasures of the land are, nor how to benefit from it. I'm translating the wa as no because I know it's actually and, but because it's the meaning of not is being applied to it as well, right? So know how to benefit from it. Next one. ومن كان عليما وما كان حفيظا يأكل منها ويخون فيها. ومن كان عليما, and one who is knowledgeable. وما كان حفيظا, and not protective, whilst he is not protective, يأكل منها, he will eat from it, ويخونون فيها, and he will be treacherous regarding. Meaning, if a person he knows, but he's not preservant, he's not there to preserve things for the people, he will eat from it and he will misuse it as well. He will be treacherous regarding it. وكان يوسف حفيظا عليما. What does that mean? And Yusuf was is there any and there? There's no and. There's no and, right? But I'm not saying you mustn't have the and in meaning. Right? You see, kana, the sentence starts with kana, right? What did you say kana enters upon what kind of sentence? A jumla ismiya, right? Now, the jumla ismiya has a mubtada and a khabar. So what is the mubtada? What would be the mubtada? Yusufu. But now we're going to call it the ismu kana, right? And the ismu kana is it also stays in the wrong. And then where's the khabar? Now, are the two of them together one khabar, or are they two separate khabars? Like I'm saying, Yusuf is Hafid and Yusuf is Alim. They're two separate khabars. Right? So when you do that, it's like you merging two sentences into one. The one sentence is you kana Yusufu Hafidan, kana Yusufu Aliman. Right? But now you can almost like smash the two sentences. The first kana Yusufu is the same for both. Then you say kana Yusufu Hafidan Aliman. You understand? The one is not describing the other. Alim is not describing Hafiz. No, vice versa. And this comes often in the Quran. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلِيمًا حَكِيمًا عَزِيزًا حَكِيمًا. We call that, what we call that is, we'll call Yusuf still the ism of kana, or if the kana wasn't there, we'll call it the mubtada. And then what we'll do is we'll call حفيظا خبر واحد والخبر الأول, and عليما الخبر الثاني, the second خبر. So Yusuf was protective, and in English, how are we going to say that? Yeah, you almost just forced to say and Yusuf was protective and knowledgeable. But all that I'm saying is for us now, in Arabic, we know that there's no ending. And rather, it's just a matter of like of how the thing affects you. It's not like one is said and the other one is an accompaniment to it, or conjunct to it. Rather, they like almost have equal strength. But obviously when it comes in the Quran, this is story, right? Though the stories are true, but when it comes in the Quran, then you'll have a lot to unpack in relation. Because you'll find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala oftentimes ends of a verse with two of his names. But obviously, those specific names have meaning in that context. So sometimes you can read a verse and simply, if you by the names that you're reading at the end of the verse, somebody who knows, understands what you're reading, you can say, no, you're not reading right. Just if you can see no relation between the names that you're mentioning at the end of the verse and what comes first, because there's always a relationship, there's always a connection. Although speech is coherent. And also there's like a very, usually a very deep message in how that is intertwined into. Okay, anyways, وَكَانَ يُوسُفُ حَفِيظًا عَلِيمًا. All that I want to focus on with you is, okay, we have a sentence. وَكَانَ يُوسُفُ حَفِيظًا, we know. We have kana, we have the ismu kana, we have the khabru kana. But now what's this other thing here? Alim. We can't call it the sifa because it's not describing hafiz. We can't call it ma'atuf because there's no harf al-atf, there's no wah. Right? So what do we call it? This here will actually be a second khabar. Al-khabar al-thani. Second khabar. Carry on. وكان يوسف لا يريد أن يترك الأمراء يأكلون أموال الناس. وكان يوسف لا يريد أن يترك الأمراء يأكلون أموال الناس. وكان يوسف And Yusuf لا يريد, did not want, but I'm translating it like that. But our understanding is what? That it was a continuous thing because of the kana at the beginning. Right? He did not want أن يترك الأمراء to leave the leaders يأكلون أموال الناس, eating or devouring or consuming the wealth of the people. He did not want to leave the leaders consuming the wealth of the people. Again, there the usage of the word يأكلون, you don't literally eat the wealth, but the act of eating it, like it implies, it shows greed. وكان يوسف لا يريد أن يترك الأمراء يأكلون أموال الناس. وكان يوسف لا يقدر أن يرى الناس يجوعون ويموتون. وكان يوسف لا يقدر أن يرى الناس يجوعون ويموتون. And Yusuf, وكان يوسف لا يقدر, and Yusuf was not able أن يرى, to see الناس, to see the people يجوعون, being hungry, starving if you want. Jua means hunger, right? So he was not able to see the people suffering from hunger or starving. وَيَمُوتُونَ, and dying. وَكَانَ يُوسُفُ لَا يَسْتَحْيِي مِنَ الْحَقِّ. وَكَانَ يُوسُفُ لَا يَسْتَحْيِي مِنَ الْحَقِّ. And you might told him supposed to be extra, right? And Yusuf was not one. وَكَانَ يُوسُفُ لَا يَسْتَحْيِي, استحياء. Which bab is this from? 10. Extra Hamzatul Wasl Sin Ta. So what's the root letters there? Not Tahaya. Istihbab. The Sin and Ta extra. It comes from Haya. Haya. Ha. Ya. And I think it's wow. I mean, this one, I think you can actually consider Haya, Ya, or Haya, wow. Istahya, yastahi, this word comes from the meaning Haya. Haya is, that will be Hay, or Hayat. وتتام مربوطتين حياة, that's life. حياة with همزتين, what? Shyness or bashfulness or modesty. Right? So we have to use the word shy. وكان يوسف لا يستحي, and Yusuf was not shy من الحق. Or you can also say ashamed. Was not shy of the truth. وكان يوسف لا يستحي من الحق, and Yusuf was not shy of the truth. فقال للمالك, so he said to the اجعلني على خزائن الأرض إني حفيظ عليم. اجعلني, جعل يجعل, اجعل, to make a place. You can say place me على, upon خزائن الأرض, the treasures of the land. Sentence is, excuse me? You can say a point as well. That's fine. Why I use place or make is because, those are the two main meanings that I want to stick in your mind for the root letters ja'ala. right? Because we're going to come, Ja'ala is a word we're going to come across a lot. And those two meanings I want you to, it's in the Quran a lot as well. And if you keep those two in your mind, then you have a way to translate practically all of the places where they go. Not all, I can't say all, because this is a verb that's used to show that something was started also with al-shura, but we'll get there when we get there. اجعلني على خزائن الأرض. Place me over the treasures of the land. إني حفيظ عليم. Indeed, I am. This is inna. What kind of sentence says inna? Enter upon a jumla ismiya. Now, the mubtada then becomes the ism of the sentence, right? And it goes into which hal? Nasb. So where is that ism of inna? It's ana, but represented here by the ya, inni. Right? Inni. Indeed, I am. And then what's the khabar? Hafidun is the khabar, and alimun is a second khabar. Right? Al-khabar al-thani. The same like we had in the previous. Right? You can see Allah used the same way in the Quran. اجعلني على خزائن الأرض إني حفيظ عليم. Indeed, I am protecting and protective and knowledgeable. Protecting is like probably not the ideal word in this context, but yeah. You see, the one is not translating that. I mean, or describing that. You could probably make it Arab, but like that. We carry on with that first. وهكذا كان يوسف أمينا لخزائن مصر. وهكذا كان يوسف. وهكذا. And like this, or thus. كان يوسف. Yusuf was أمينا. Trustworthy. أمينا. You could say he was the in charge, and the person in charge of, or the one entrusted with, if you want to. The person entrusted لخزائن الأرض with the treasures of Misra. Did you notice anything about that word, the خزائن? Anything shock you? Just let's look at the previous, the very title of this thing. It says here, على خزائن الأرض. Okay. Here in the fourth sentence, we had وكان يرى أن في الأرض خزائن كثيرة. And when we came to that, and I told you this word خزائن is what kind of word? No, not in terms of its function, and just about the word. It's what we call غير منصرف. It's a word that gets a when it's in raf, when it's in when it's in nasb, and when it's in jar, stays with the But when it's definite, and it also doesn't get a tanween, right? It also be, even if it's indefinite, it will be khaza'inu, khaza'ina. But when it's definite, then it will be, it can be al-khaza'inu, al-khaza'ina, al-khaza'ini. And a mudaf is always different. It's a light word, but it's different. Right? So yeah, khaza'ini is a light word. That's why it can actually, it's a light word that means it's different. And when it's definite, these words show all they have. So that's what's li khazaini Misra. Why I told you about khazain? Because Misra is also a word like that. You can get Misru, Misra, but it won't be Misri. We have a light word, and then we have a word following it. It's supposed to be jar. It is jar. But this word is also one of those words that are غير منصرف. When they're in raf, they get a u. When they're in nasb, they get a. When they're in jar, they stay with a. This word is still in jar. If it were definite, then it would have a kasra. Right? If it had a al. But here, the word Misra is referring to the place. Misr. Misr is what? Which place in the world is Misr? Egypt. So, I pointed out Khazain and Misr are both words like that. But now you may think to yourself, well, why is, if Khazain and Misr are both words like that, why is Khazain showing the kasra and Misr not showing the kasra? Because the reason it to be like it is because the Khazain is definite and the Misr is not definite. It's definite only in meaning. Like if I say Muhammadun, in form, that's nakira. But in meaning, it's a name of it's a proper noun, so it's different. Right? Similarly, Misra can be indefinite in form because it's a mudaf ilayh. The mudaf ilayh doesn't have to be different. The mudaf has to be different. But because I know it's referring to the name of a country, it's definitely meaning. Like Makkah is also like this. Makkah to Makkah. Only if you put the al at the beginning, then you can say al Makkati. All that what I'm saying is the rule about that kind of word is this: what doesn't get a tanween. In raf it gets a u when it's indefinite. In nasb it gets a, and in jar it stays with a. But if it's definite, then it's like a normal word. When it's different, then it's like a normal word. Yes, it is. لي خزائن حرف الجر اسم مجرور. But this word, if it had to be on its own, then it would be لي خزائن because it's a غير منصرف word. The only reason it actually shows the kasra is because you said, now what did you say? Because it's mudaf. And the mudaf is different. So when it's different, it's like a normal one. Okay? وهكذا كان يوسف أمينا لخزائن مصر. And thus was Yusuf, or thus Yusuf was let's say the trustee, or maybe the appointed person over the treasures of Egypt. واستراح الناس جدا وحمدوا الله. And the people were relieved, if you want, they became relaxed. استراحة. So this is on which bab? 10th bab. That's correct. 10th bab. And the root letters? Ra, Waw, Ha. Raha. Ra, Waw, Ha from Raha. That's the root letters. The word would be istaraha. Yeah. Become calm, to be relieved. So, wastaraha nasu. So the people became calm or relieved. Jiddan, very, very relieved. Wahamidullah, and they thanked Allah, praised Allah. راويحة. Let's check that's the original root, but you would even say راويحة, you would say راحة يروح. That is a word. روح, same root, yeah. So there's a lot of words. You get روح, which will be يسوع. You get راح, which is wine. You get why? Because people drink wine to get intoxicated. Why do they get intoxicated? Because they want to be relieved of all the, the mind, basically. ريح is a wind. You get many other words. You get روحة, روحة, روحة as well. Like روحة is something that you'll do in the evening. Because the evening is like usually the time of rest. Um, say روح, روح as well, refreshment. ريحان as well, yeah. Same rule. Yes. Doesn't have to be a past continuous. It only becomes a past continuous, a state in the past, when you have this canon and it's followed by a present tense. But it can also just be past. Like if I say كان رجلا في البلد اسمه محمد. It just means there was at some point. Or, or yeah. What was No, you won't. You say set, yeah. You won't use kana. Because you're going to say kana yajlisu. You won't say kana jalasa. You'll say kana yajlisu, but we're used to sit. Or you can also say kana jalisan. He was seated, or he was sitting. Or translate similarly. Um, it actually puts a whole sentence into the past, and so can refer to. Usually would refer to either permanent or continuous somewhere. So, but I have to think about that one. I'll give you a different answer now. These guys are not coming out. Are they finished then? I'm just carrying on. They just carrying on. They just keep carrying on. Um, وأنا يا حزتي وأنا يا حزتي. Okay, I think maybe we must be the first one to leave the class and then they will also go. So, do you guys do 16 for Amuk already? 17. You done, that was the 16 that we did now. So 17, you guys did form. Okay, so now we move on to 18, inshallah. So we'll portion our time better next week. Inshallah. 10 minutes for surf, then back here. That's me. If there are any questions before we do? No? Okay, then we'll end there for now. We'll continue next week, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.